Hello everybody, this is Tony, and the reason we're making this video today is because you can see his skin right here. His skin right here where he was eating. He has a lot of these bumps, right? A lot of these hives. And apparently he has allergies. I took him to my parents' home for about 2 weeks because they were both working from home and so was I. So we decided to quarantine together. Um, and I mean, look, it just gets worse and worse. Look at this. This is horrible. What initially happened, it happened 2 days ago in the morning. He was going out to pee and poop. My parents in the backyard. My parents don't have grass. They have a lot of dirt. Um, it's just they don't have any grass. They don't water it. They're never entertaining. So it's just dirt. I didn't think that was gonna be a problem. It wasn't for the first about 10 days. I was there for about 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks exactly. It wasn't a problem for the first 10 days. Throughout at the end of the day of my work day around 7 o'clock, I was taking him to a big baseball field, and it was just beautiful, beautiful grass. It was actual grass. It was beautiful, and he was out there for about an hour. So the only time he would interact with the dirt in the backyard was very, very small times throughout the day. He would actually just poop and pee, and the main time he was actually on the ground outside was in that grass. Well, the last 2 days I was extremely busy with other things, and I needed to let him run a little bit, and he ran in that dirt, and apparently he had a very bad reaction to that dirt allergically. He's allergic to that, and I mean, it's just nasty dirt. I started getting the hives myself. I think I got them from him, to be honest, because he sleeps with me. So I called the vet. His entire face was swollen. So all of this was swollen. I mean, his left eye was pretty much shut like a boxer. His mouth was also swollen, his jowl. I was very concerned. I thought something had stung him because a bee did sting him in Austin, and uh, it was very similar to what happened. It stung him in the face. But looking back at it, I think the bee just stung him somewhere, and he got stung, and his eyes, his face, that's right, buddy, his eyes swelled up. So I was kind of concerned that an ant may have bit him. I did call the vet immediately. I iced it down. He was drinking water. He was eating. He was breathing absolutely fine. He still is. So I called the vet. They told me if he lets himself be iced, to give him ice for the swelling, but to give him Benadryl. And my parents, being the parents that all our parents are, bought this 600 tablet generic version from HEB. If you're from Texas, you know what HEB is. I called the vet. I read them the instructions. They said this is absolutely fine. So I have 600 tablets. I think it cost them like $15. I don't know. I don't know about that price. But they told me to give me two tablets every 6 to 8 hours for the swelling to go down. I was icing it for about 30 minutes, and it went down so he can open his eye, and the Benadryl, after about 4 hours, he was back to normal. However, I thought it was a stung by a bee or an ant had bit him or something, and that's why I thought his face swelled. Well, later that day, or later that night, my mom let him out so he can play in the backyard, and he just dug up a whole bunch of dirt in a very nasty area of the yard. And within about 30 minutes, his entire face was just swollen again. He started getting these hives, as you can see. And I've noticed these in Austin. But I've noticed one, because we do go to dog parks, and I mean, obviously the dog parks don't have have some dirt, it's all not 100% grass. But typically when I bring him back from the dog park, especially if there's water at the dog park, like a water play area, I bathe him because I don't like the way the water smells from there. And I usually use this one. I got this just because of the smell. This is from Walmart. It probably cost around $8. It's And the reason I share this is because the second time I called the vet, and I told him I think he's allergic. I called her Saturday morning. This happened Friday night. He said, yes, he's probably allergic. Keep giving him Benadryl, which we have, two every 6 to 8 hours. That's going to get rid of all the hives. So the hives he has right now are the fact that the Benadryl has worn off. It's 6:30 in the afternoon. I gave him the Benadryl around 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's starting to wear off, and that's why these hives are coming back. So the Benadryl really, really works for you guys that have boxers and are allergic. Benadryl is very safe to give them, even the generic, as long as it says those ingredients and nothing else. This will really help for the hives, the swelling, and if you're licking their paws or things like that, that's really going to help them for that. To be honest, Tony probably had allergies before. He had the signs of licking his paws and scratching his face. I just didn't know what that was. And then, he would get a shower or a bathe with this every 2 to 3 days. This has oatmeal and aloe vera, which is what the vet told me to bathe him in, because this really helps with the itchiness, with the swelling, and with the allergy reaction. So I got this from Walmart prior to him swelling up like a balloon. And he was getting bath maybe twice a week in this, and it smells really good. But that was before I left to my parents' house. After all this happened, I didn't take him because I didn't think I was going to stay that long. After all this happened, and the swelling started to happen, I went to Petco because that's what they told me to buy. They told me, I called the vet, and they said if he's breathing, jumping, eating, and drinking water, and he's not in any life-threatening situation, this is okay. Remember, I'm about 250 miles away from the vet. The vet is closed. It's a weekend. The vet assured me that he's going to be fine as long as I keep giving him the Benadryl. You can see he's licking his legs because the Benadryl's starting to wear off. But I already gave him 2 other pills. So she told me keep giving him Benadryl and then to bathe him in this kind of shampoo. So I went to Petco in Laredo and bought this. This was probably around $20. It's called hyperallergenic shampoo. It has all the good stuff. It's advertised as that, and it has oatmeal, aloe vera. I'm sorry, not oatmeal. Oat protein. Said oatmeal. So this is the same thing. It may have a little bit more. It may be targeted more to allergy for dogs, but this is very, very well. When I got home and I saw this, I bathed him twice in the last 2 days. In the last day, I think I bathed him twice. But when I got home back to my apartment, I bathed him with this. And then I saw this in the shower, and it's the exact same ingredients that are needed for the allergies. So you can buy this for about $7 to $8. This is about $20. I'm gonna talk to the vet on Monday, which is 2 days from now, Monday morning. Just tell him about this. I also went to Petco, and my mom was kind of worried about Tony and bought these. I will let you all know how these work. These are specifically for allergy aid. So this is something that I will ask the vet about. Also, I will ask her about the Benadryl, how long is to be on it. And I spoke to them because I called them multiple times. I'm very thankful that they answered my questions because I was very concerned. They said that he will probably need a shot of steroids just to get down the hives and to kind of accelerate the process. As soon as I found out that this was an allergic reaction, right? I found out this was an allergic reaction Friday evening around 8:30. That's when I put it together that he was having an allergic reaction. We left my parents' home at around 9:30 in the morning, the Saturday, the very next day. So within 12 hours, I removed him from the environment. I showered him at around 9:30 at night. I bathed him with this special shampoo, this one from Petco. When I got back, I've been feeding him. Basically his regular food. He's eating very well. He's drinking water like everything's fine. Benadryl, and I put it in this little bread here, so you can have that. My parents were a little concerned and said you need to take him to the vet in case you don't have money. They gave me $200, which I was grateful for. But I've spoken to the vet. It's going to be about maybe $20 for the shot of steroids, which is for the hives and for the allergies, and then maybe some medication to go along with it so it can kind of help him out with his allergies. I don't know how much that is. The reason I'm making this whole video is because initially, right, the whole thing that I was going to record Tony is because he couldn't go outside to the park because he could have had parvo. For all your new dog owners or boxer owners. Well, now apparently allergies in boxers are very common. I did not know that. I'm just kind of having that video information in case y'all find it in the world of YouTube, the wormhole of what is YouTube, to not panic so much. If he's breathing or your dog is breathing and can handle the hives, and if you cannot immediately get to a vet, Benadryl is going to be your best friend. Once you get to the vet, they're going to give you a lot of the medicine you need. But things that you can do to be proactive. I've taken Tony multiple times to the park in the last 2 weeks prior to us going. And there was a lot of dirt, and I did see one hive. I thought it may have been a mosquito bite. When he was at the park, I didn't think anything of it. He wasn't itching so much. But looking back at it, I was being very proactive with this shampoo because it has all the ingredients for the allergic reaction and the itching. So that really helped. And then once I took him off this little regimen and I took him to an environment that was 10 times worse than the dog park where there was very little grass, and took him to nothing else but that, he reacted very quickly. And I was very, very concerned. And so were my parents. So moving forward, what y'all want to do is basically, I guess when you do bathe your dogs, kind of get something with the oatmeal and aloe vera shampoo for the itchiness. It also smells really good. This one is specifically for allergies that I bought at Petco's. Is $20. I will ask the vet if there's any difference